Most people think about hard work incorrectly. We expect that long hours grinding until we drop is hard work. In reality, it's being productive with the time that we are working. It's about consistently showing up. And I'll illustrate this, right? If you were to do a new, let's say, workout, right? And you say, I'm going to do 100 push-ups this week, and you can barely do two. You will get, maybe you'll reach 100 push-ups once that week, maybe you wreck yourself, and then you never do it again. And this happens a lot too on New Year's Eve, or like, I'm going to get fit and do all this running and do all this lifting. You do it a couple of times, you get really tired. Maybe you injure yourself, and then you knock yourself out and you're done. Where if you said, I'm going to do one push-up a day every day for the next year, right? It's a little bit more attainable. It's a little bit more actionable, right? It's easier. I could do one push-up a day. And over the course of a year, you would do 365 push-ups. And you take the amount of work from that one case where maybe you do 100 push-ups once versus doing one push-up every day for the whole year, you're doing a lot, 56 more push-ups, just doing a very low volume each day, right? That's the power of consistency or discipline, depending on how you put it. And the funny thing is with humans is if you start doing those one push-ups a day, that one push-up a day, and eventually you're going to be like, this is too easy. I'm going to do two. And so it compounds over time. So the trick is not the time you're putting in, it's the how long can you stick with the new habit. You can also take a look at distractions, right? This cuts both ways. This is why it's really important to figure out this long-term effort thing, because most people are watching TV for more than an hour. If you accumulate that for the whole year, you take the time span to be the whole year, that's about 15.2 days of doing Netflix, of doing distractions, right? So being aware of this principle for the habits and things that you want for yourself, and then conversely, the distractions that are eating away at your productivity, at your ability to perform for your family and create abundance for your family, for having an impact in your communities is immense. And so many people are just thinking about now. We're so keyed into what do I have to do, maximum effort in this moment, and not the long-term game. So the aim of this video is to get you to think a little bit bigger on timescales for the things that you're doing so that you can be more effective, so that you can reach your goals quicker, so that you can get some forward progress. I'm Shawn Buttner, certified high performance coach. And a lot of what I do as a coach is looking at people's habits and aligning that to their motivations, aspirations, and goals. And for me, as a high performance coach running my own business, I'm also constantly wrestling with distractions, right? Sometimes it can seem so overwhelming. And that's when you really fall into this distraction traps where you're on social media, watching YouTube videos, doing Netflix, all that stuff. And feels good in the moment. But again, since we don't think about how this accumulates over the next year, it's really terrible, right? And when I first quit my corporate job and was doing that coaching thing the whole time, there's a lack of structure that happens. You don't have other people asking you for meetings or asking you for deadlines or for output. And so I found myself spending a lot more time in distraction than I wanted to. And it's fine for a short period. I call it like the corporate detox for a week, like fine, really relax, rejuvenate so you can get back. But it started to be 2 weeks. It started to be a month. It went for a whole year of my productive day wasn't as productive as I knew it should be, or I knew it could be because I was doing this new thing. Right. And the story I told myself is just like, oh, I'm trying to figure out the business. But the high performance coach in me realized that, hey, no, what's going on is you're putting stuff off. You need to get into groups with your peers in order to keep on track of things, to really focus on building the marketing skills and the outreach skills that you need in order to make sales. those kind of things, which are really tough as an introvert. And so when I started to track the distractions, I started to realize, oh my God, like I am doing so much of things that aren't adding value to anyone, right? And so, how do I get back into that creative moment? How do I get back into using this large time frame, total effort versus maximum momentary effort to consistently start driving results in my business? And thankfully, I had some mentors. I have met some really amazing people along the way that are in entrepreneurship, running small businesses, coaches and stuff like that. And so for me, being able to talk and figure out what people are doing, to be like, oh, what are the habits that I need to be doing regularly? How can I make it fun? How can I increase the duration of having those habits stick? Like creating content like here, or starting a podcast, or these types of things have really helped ground my business in the day to day. And I think it's should be for you in your life. If you have any big aspirations or things that you're going after, you want to start a business, you want to try a new hobby. The big idea here is, what is the big habit you need to be working on in order to see success and progress over time? So, what is that for you? Like in your career, do you have a set work time every day from 9 to 10? You're doing the number one most important thing, what we talk about in high performance all the time, to make sure you're moving the football forward on the things that matter. Are you scheduling on your calendar 1 hour every day to do workouts, right? Or to, like, for me, a new habit that I've started last month has been doing 15 or 20 minutes of yoga, a 5 minute abs workout, and making sure I do a walk outside every day, right? Just to get moving more because I work at home. And sometimes if I'm too focused on stuff or too distracted, I will not move. And that's not good. And so I want to fix that. Yeah. So what are those habits? Second point is it scheduled? I talk a lot with my coaching clients on, if it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done. So many of like people that I coach are professionals or have been in the corporate world. And so live and die by their calendar, or even like myself, haven't been in corporate America for 15 years in tech, really hating the structure of random meetings and stuff, but realizing that I do need a little bit of that structure. Putting things on the calendar, making due dates, third thing, create deadlines for yourself to make sure you're getting like projects completed and whatnot. But that's a little bit different from this. Are you working consistently throughout the year? So if you this week tracked your time, right? How much time are you spent in front of your computer or doing the productive thing for your career? And is it 8 hours? Is it 6 hours? Is it 12 hours? What is that? Um, know that number, right? And then if you have more distraction than you want, or you're working on busy things, it's 12 hours of work, but it's 12 hours of doing things for everyone else and not working on your projects or your priorities. How can you carve in just an hour to maximize that effort? I think you'd see a really big change in your productivity and your effectiveness and how fun it is, right? Because a lot of times too, motivation comes from just showing up and showing up when you don't need to. And I know a lot of people talk about discipline and just do it and that kind of stuff. And that works, but really it's, how can I show up the most consistent in my day? With that said, if you are struggling with your productivity or with distractions or with making progress on the goals that you want, as always, I have a couple of open coaching slots, and you can apply for a free 1 hour strategy session with me where we'll go through your life. You fill out an application to get a feel for what you're struggling with or what your aspirations are, how high performance coaching can particularly help you advance in the quickest way. We get on a 1 hour call. We give you a couple of habits. We talk about your life. We build your plan so that after that call, you know exactly what you need to do to start getting results in your life. And then at the end of that call, if you liked what we talked about, if it feels right, like a good fit for both of us, we'll talk about a coaching relationship. But ultimately, I want to deliver on that 1 hour strategy session for you, that personalized plan to get you to advance, show the value of the coaching, of course, but ultimately just connect too. So if you've been with me for a while on the YouTube channel or the email newsletter, I'd love to just meet you. So many of you folks, I think you probably signed up on an email list or subscribed on YouTube. I haven't interacted with y'all, and I really would love to get to know you more. So let's talk, get to know each other a little bit. Let me know how I can help you in the best way through this strategy session or otherwise. And yeah, let's make it happen, guys. Let's get you to finish out this year strong because we're getting into the quarter of the year. And so we got the holidays coming up, right? So there's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Halloween kind of kicks it off, but maybe you're into Halloween or maybe you're not. But yeah, so it's going to be the holiday gauntlet with everything going on, all these family obligations. So we really need to double down now on your productivity to make sure that when it comes time to be with your family on the holidays, that you can relax, knowing that you gave it your all this year, but you can also finish the year strong. So let's do that. Think about how consistently you can show up your personal rhythm through your daily habits to accomplish the things that you want in your health and your career with your relationships. And we'll see you guys next week. This is Shawn Buttner signing off.